I've got a field to mow today and the grass is about 3 feet tall. The question is, should I use a flail mower or a rotary mower? Well, I've got both here today, so I'm going to do part of the field with the flail mower and the other part with the rotary mower, and we'll see the difference. I've got my Land Pride 60-inch flail mower and my Bush Hog 48-inch rotary mower. We'll start with the flail mower and see how it does. Okay, so the grass is more like 5 or 6 feet tall. By the way, the cutting blades on this flail mower are what are called the duck feet blades, and they are shaped like a duck's foot. So they are somewhere between a hammerhead blade and the Y blades. No doubt the flail mower does a beautiful job. It really chops up the grass nice and it looks great. Now, the flail mower is 60 inches wide, so it's a lot cutting for that small tractor, and it did struggle in the taller grass. So I'm curious to see if the 48-inch rotary mower does a better job or an easier job getting through that tall grass. So what was the takeaway here today? Well, this was by no means a scientific test. I didn't start out with fresh, sharp blades on both attachments. In fact, they're both dull, so maybe that makes it even, but really, it was just to see the performance difference of the two attachments. Now, the flail mower definitely made a nicer cut, but it was a lot more work for the tractor. The rotary cutter, which is only 48-inch, made a rough cut, but it went through much easier. Now that's because, I guess because it's smaller, but it also was just one giant blade with two articulating cutters on the end. So I think it's made to go through a lot easier. And it didn't do a bad job, doesn't look great, but that's what it's made for. It's made to beat down tall weeds and small trees and to keep your fields like this kind of maintained. It's not a finished type of product. The flail mower, on the other hand, is really made for more finished work. It's not quite the same as a finished mower, but it does groom things a little bit better. So they both worked. I think I'm going to finish the field with the rotary mower because it just goes through quicker, and we're not here to make this beautiful like a lawn. So I'm happy with the performance of both. If I had to pick one, if I could only have one of these. Now I've had the finish mower, the flail mower, the rotary mower. I've had all three. I think the flail mower is probably the most universal because you can get a decent cut out of it, but yet you can also cut some pretty significant brush and weeds with it. And if this field wasn't grown up to be 5 feet tall, and if you cut it when it was only maybe a foot tall, I think the flail mower would work pretty well. But a couple of other advantages of the rotary mower. One is that you can go backward, forward. The flail mower is really made for straight lines or subtle turns. It doesn't do well on turns. The tractor kind of gets stuck and hung up. It's not good at backing into things. It's really made to cut in the forward direction. So again, they all have their pluses and their minuses, but I was happy to know that I could mow this with a flail mower if I had to. So that is my unscientific test for today. Not even a test, just a comparison. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel and you enjoy this kind of content, I hope that you'll consider subscribing and joining us. Thanks for being here, and as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.